Good morning, everybody. It's Bella here. I've just come on to do a short introduction to my new YouTube channel. I'm sorry about the way the two went up beforehand, but my beautiful grandsons turned up just out of the blue, and they were up on the YouTube and done before I could blink. So that's why the introduction is coming afterwards. So welcome to Bella's Crafty Studio. That's the name of my new channel. And most of you will know that the reasons why I've done this, because I am Bella from Rachel and Bella Crafts. And Rachel and I have been doing this now for about 2 years together. I have been crafting for about 4.5 years now. And I began my crafting escapade after watching Gail Agostinelli 4.5 years ago. I just stumbled on her when I was doing craft for our church fete, and there she was, and I was hooked, absolutely hooked. I loved it. From then on, I went on to watch Roxy Creations, and I absolutely adore her and her sister and her mum. And then I went and found Wendy from Wendy's Adventure Journals. I believe that's correct. I hope it is. And they are all, the three of them, they were just right up my alley. So that's why and how I began doing junk journals. Handcrafted journals, I prefer to call them, because I don't use, particularly now, I don't use junk very often. I use the digitals, particularly because Rachel does her own and she makes them and sells them in our Etsy shop. So I prefer to use the digitals, but sometimes I like to dip in and do some mixed media, and then I will use junk. So a little bit of a background of who I am. I'm married to an Anglican priest. I live in a place called Blanavon in South Wales, UK, and we moved here in May last year, in the lockdown, but we won't go into that. And that was horrendous, but that was another story for another time. And we're really enjoying living in this town, because we were in a village called Gavilan, and it was really twee. It was lovely, and literally the church was right opposite my house, the vicarage, and I just walked up to church. Not very often, mind, because I used to be carrying things, so I take the car. But there we are. So I have 10 grandchildren. I've got to think now, because I've got 8 grandsons, 2 beautiful granddaughters. I have 3 children of my own, and 2 girls and a boy. Mandy's the eldest. Nikki is the Nikki is the middle son, and Rachel is the youngest. And there's about 11, 12 years between Rachel and Nikki and Mandy. She came along and just turned our world upside down. And now she's turning your world upside down. There you go. Excuse me. I put these pretties here for you to look at. I hope they're pretties, just so you won't be bored. What else can I tell you? My mum died 4.5 years ago. That's why I started crafting. I've always sewn, and I've always painted, done some paintings. I've done quite a bit of painting. I joined art classes because church was so busy, and I didn't want to be too narrow just doing church work. So I thought I need to do other things. So I've done soft furnishings. I've done loads of art classes, and then now I'm in the junk journal world, or in the handcrafted journal world. As you can see, I absolutely love the slow stitch that we've stumbled on with Anne Brooks, and now Roxy Creation is doing a beautiful 6 months sessions of slow stitch, and that's what this is here. And this is the book I've shown you before, and I'll show you again. And I haven't put it together yet because I'm waiting to see what ideas come up, because this is all new to me. And these are my pages so far. Okay, and this is the one I'm working on at the moment. I'll put it that way so you can see it. It was a cottage and we had to make a cozy cottage. And what was the other thing? Quilts. Use some old quilt. So there's the quilt here, and there's quilting here, and I'm making my, well, it's a house really. There's my chimney. So that's that. So I thought I'd put that there for you to look at. I also made these with Anne Brooks. You've probably seen these on YouTube. And I did those last year with her. And that was great fun. And that's really what started me off with the slow stitching. I've been making these recently with, the idea came from actually Rachel from Roxy Creation, her mum. And she's made fabric tags. So I've been putting these in the parcels that go from our Etsy shop. Okay? And our Etsy shop, by the way, is Rachel and Bella Crafts. So what else can I tell you? But the boys were so quick. It was a funny afternoon, I've got to say. I was planning this all week last week. I'm thinking, how can I get Rachel up here? Because she's so busy. She's not well, by the way, and I would value your prayers for her because she's been really poorly again. The last collaboration, she was poorly, if you remember, over Christmas. So I don't know what's going on there, whether it was a lot of work. And I don't think any of us really appreciate how much work goes into these collaborations and how much work goes into the actual filming of these YouTube channels. Mine will not be edited because I just haven't got a clue. So the boys have just set me up, told me how to put them on to the channel, and that's all I need to know. And the last one, I thought Rachel was going to edit, and that's why it was in 2 parts, because I thought she was going to, you know, do it all together and put it all together for me nicely like she does. But of course, the boys just uploaded it before I could turn around. So apologies for that. So if you haven't seen part 2, please go over and see it. And you can see what Ellie was doing. And I did a little version of what Ellie did from Periwinkle Matilda. Anyway, that's me. My actual name is Angelita Walters. As I say, I'm married to a priest. Not a Catholic priest, obviously, an Anglican priest. And I may as well tell you that we've been married for, it'll be 53 years this year. So we've been together a long time. I met him when I was 15 and we've been together ever since. So I don't mean living together. I mean, we were, you know, going out and then got married and had children and all the rest of it. So there we go. I can't think if there's anything else I need to tell. Oh, I've left out one little thing. I have a great granddaughter, Phoebe. And I'll show you a photo if I get permission, but I haven't got permission yet. So when I do get permission, because they're very careful, they don't put her photographs on Facebook and things like that. But I'll ask permission if I can show you one. She is absolutely beautiful. And she comes up here and she's everywhere. She's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And so is her mum and dad. And my eldest granddaughter is married and she works in the NHS. Which is, you know, in the hospitals, but she's a cleric, so she doesn't do wards and things like that. She's just everywhere. Now, before I go, I just want to show you these, a little bit more pretties. I've made these for the swap that we're doing on Rachel's Junk Journal Trading Post. And these are my swaps. So if you get these, I hope you like them. And they'll be going out sometime the end of the month, I think. So that's those. I can't think there's anything else I need to tell you other than welcome, and I hope you'll come and join me when I do some crafting and lots of things I'm planning for the future. So as I say, I do mixed media, I do sewing, and I make handcrafted journals. So please come and join me, and please like and subscribe and go over to Rachel and give her some love because she certainly needs it at the moment. I'm so chuffed because she sold a journal today, so that's great. So that will cheer her up. She's got some fabulous journals on our Etsy shop, so please go over and take a look. And mine's on there as well. So thank you for listening. I shall speak to you soon. Cheerio. God bless.